So we're going to look at the clone tool, the clone stamp tool in Photoshop, which is this little guy over here. It looks like a rubber stamp. Okay. So in order to use this guy effectively, we're first just going to bring in an image. Now you can do that by just downloading one from the internet. I might use Mr. Sheeran here. And all you need to do is click and drag in your image into Photoshop, and it's going to automatically make a canvas for you. Now you can see here on the right hand side we've got our layers. Now layers, we're like layers in a cake, layers on an onion. You can have multiple layers in Photoshop, and these can change different parts of the image, add different filters, effects, so on and so forth. But right now our layer is locked because it's the background layer. So we can't really do much with this at the moment. In order to change that, we can click and drag this background layer to the little page at the bottom there, which is going to make a copy of our background. We can go ahead and delete this background locked layer by right-clicking and going delete. Alternatively, to make a background, right-click and duplicate layer. So I'm just going to delete these two here, delete, delete. So we've got our background copy. Now, sometimes you might bring in an image and it's going to have an icon on it that looks like here's me and my sister and my dog. But the point I'm trying to make is you can see over here, I might zoom in on that, we've got this icon on our image. And this is a smart layer. And what a smart layer is that if we were to resize this image down, hit enter, and then bring it back up again, it's going to keep that same high resolution. However, if I was to do that with Ed Sheeran here, go down, hit enter, and then come back up again, he loses quality. As you can see, it's blurry now. We've lost quality there. So we can't do anything with smart layers. We can't alter them, we can't change them, but there is a way around that. So if your image you brought in is a smart layer, it's got this option here, you just get a paintbrush, make sure that layer is selected. As you can see, it's highlighted blue. Click on it, and you'll get this warning or this message. Just click OK, and now we can start doing things with it. I'm going to use the Ed Sheeran layer. So I've got Ed Sheeran selected here, and I've got the clone stamp tool. Now when I hover over, you can see I've got a circle, which is the brush size. I can change the size of the brush by right-clicking and then using this slider tool to increase the size. As you can see, you can get quite large. And just keep the hardness soft at the moment, keep it at a 0. You can also go up to the top here on the left and change the size of it. Now with the image that you brought in, I want you to bring in a face. Be your face, someone else's face, celebrity's face, doesn't matter. We're going to change the brush size so it fits the eye. So I might make mine just a little bit bigger. There we go. And in order to use this effectively, we are going to hold down Alt and we get that crosshair. Looks like a scope. I'm going to click on the eye, left click on the eye, and let go. Now it doesn't look like I've done anything. However, if I move my brush, we can see we've captured part of that eye. I can start painting now with the eye tool. I can start putting eyes, multiple eyes, on Mr. Sheeran. Now, what the clone stamp tool is doing is it's taking, again, I'm going to hold Alt, select that eye again. It's taking a sample from that area. So effectively, if I click and drag and start painting, all I'm doing is sampling from here and repainting over here. So I can hold Alt, I grab another eye, click it here, hold Alt, click that eye, stick it, eye mouth, stick it here. Okay, we can start to get pretty creative. Now you can see it's a bit soft around the edges there as well. It doesn't look all that realistic compared to the hard edges around here. So I'm going to delete these eyes. I'm not too happy with them. They look a bit freaky as well. So I'm going to hold Control Z will delete one instance. But if I can press Control Z again, it's going to bring it right back. It's like a undo redo button. To do multiple undos, you need to hold down Control, Alt, and then you press Z once, Z again, Z again, Z again. And we're completely back to normal. So I want you to have a bit of a play with Clone Stamp tool. Alright, holding Alt, clicking, maybe we'll put up the hardness this time. Make the size of the brush a bit bigger. Now I'm going to hold Alt on his nose. I've got a sample of his nose, and he can have a nose in the middle of his head. Now you can see how the hardness is now making those rounded edges really hard. Maybe it's a bit too much. So let's maybe half hardness. Select maybe his mouth this time. You can have mouth for eyes. You can do all sorts of horrible. Looks like his eyes are closed. It's a bit creepy. So yeah, that's very creepy. So you can do all sorts with the clone tool there. Okay. Now what we're also going to look at is the layer system. So that'll be in our second video. Have a play with the clone tool. See what kind of horrible monsters you can make.